Welcome to Holly Tree Manor. It's another morning and I have brush cleanup to do again. The tree trimmers were in, the professionals, and they took down 2 maples for me and an oak tree that was mostly dead. And now this morning, while it's still a little cool, I'm going to start cleaning up this brush. I can't burn it just yet. I'm afraid to burn this time of year unless it is actively raining, which it is not. It might be a little cloudy today, but that's not good enough. I want water coming from the sky before I light up a brush pile. I still have all of that to burn from last spring, so I'm going to be piling up some stuff in there, and it'll just have to wait for rain. So I'll check back in with you as this project progresses. So this is about how far I am. I've got some pieces of the logs moved onto the stack and got a lot of the brush piled up. And what I need to do now is go get a bigger saw. And like I say, that steel's pretty good, but with the tiny chainsaw, it's not going to cut some of this bigger stuff. It just simply won't do it. Size matters sometimes. So anyway, this is how far I am. There's my brush pile. I can't wait till we get a couple of good days of rain and I can set that on fire. Once it's actively raining and there's water falling from the sky, that's the time to do it. But there's some of these logs that the tree trimmers cut them, but that's too big a piece for my tractor to pick up. Now if I had a bigger tractor, it wouldn't be a problem. My cousin's Kubota could probably do it, but it's got a lot more juice than my John Deere, which is just a little deer. I've got those to get moved too. I'll probably have to cut them in half before I pick them, but that's okay. We're making progress, and I'm real happy with what I've got done so far this morning in just about an hour and a half. Moving on. It's been a couple of days since the tree trimmers were here. They took down 2 maples and a right good sized oak that had the oak wilt. Got the maples cleaned up the very next day, and that was pretty easy actually. You can see, I know I've been talking about this, but I have a lot of brush to burn, and I'm waiting for rain just to be safe. But they dropped those 2 maples right in through here. And like I say, it was a pretty easy cleanup because the guys that cut them down were kind enough to cut them up into lengths. Then all I had to do was put the brush crusher on the John Deere and lift them and carry them over to there. So that's my stack of logs that are maple, and probably won't get into cutting them for a couple of months. We'll let them lay there and dry out just a bit. The other little pile up there, small stuff, that'll probably get cut into firewood first. The oak was a little different. When to bring the oak down, they had to go up in a lift and drop the oak piece by piece by piece. And while it was fascinating to watch, and I have a lot of respect for any guy who's going to go up 80 feet in the air with a chainsaw and start cutting, it's kind of a mess. The maple trees came down whole, but that oak was a little different. So what I'm doing now is just clean up and sorting through it. That's a right good sized piece. I'm not even going to try and pick that up with the tractor. Again, moving small logs to one location to be cut into firewood, and larger logs I'm moving to a different location. And the thing with oak takes a long time to season. That's the word I'm looking for, season. And Deuce is out here. You know, he always comes with me. Deuce, what do you say? We say hello? Yeah, he's like, Mom, you got to put me on camera all the time, don't you? Well, of course I do. You're the pup. Aren't you the pup? Yeah, give me that look. As I've said before, he is a very good dog. Anyway, there's my wood for this winter over here. Yep, this really is a little bit more of a cleanup than I can do in one day. The bigger logs, a big section there, the best I can hope to do with that is maybe roll it out of the way, and my cousin's going to have to come up with his large Husqvarna saw and do some cutting on that. We may even need to hook a chain to it, just drag it out of the way. But I'm just going in from the ends, cleaning up the brush, sorting it out as I go. Now some of that brush is collateral damage from this poor little maple tree here. It took a couple hits when the big stuff was hitting the ground. But my goodness, that guy went up in that lift 80 feet, and the tree was 20 feet higher than he was. But they got her down, and I have a lot of respect for him. Now, once all this mess is cleaned up, then my cousin can come in and drop the trunk. And that'll be a cleaner cleanup once all this is out of the way. So you have to be a little bit logical about how you work. So that's where I am right now. And hopefully I'll be able to bring you back and show you what it's like when I'm all done. If you want to see me cleaning brush, I have a previous video of that, but I didn't think you really needed to see me with the chainsaw and on the tractor, and you can find stuff like that just about anywhere. Okay, Deuce, that's bringing everybody up to speed about what's going on. It's almost time for dinner, isn't it? Is it time for your dinner? He says, no, I don't care about my dinner, but if you want to give me a ride in the car, I'm always up for that. Yeah, he would be. All right. That's it for now. We'll pick her up in a bit. It's 5 days since the tree trimmers were here, and I've been working on this oak about maybe 2.5 hours a morning, and the weather's been glorious. Hasn't been too hot. There's a little bit of a breeze. It really has been nice working out. I'm kind of impressed with myself with what I've gotten done. It's been good. I'm sorting it out into a couple of different piles. There's the smaller stuff over here. The bigger stuff is over here. And down there, there's 3 big pieces that my saw can't cut. And as you can see, I'm down to the really big stuff that I know my saw's not going to cut. And that's when I call in the cousin to come help. once all this is out of the way, I can get the pieces off the stone fence and get that all cleaned up. And that just leaves the trunk. And the truth of the matter with that is, it'll probably be in the spring till we take that down. We have a lot of work ahead of us to get this cleaned up and split. Now he'll take a good portion of this for burning in his own wood stove, and that's fine. I mean, he does come and help us a lot of different things. My John Deere needed a grease job, and he took care of that. Just little things that we do for each other. And besides, I might have mentioned before, all of this property up here belonged to our grandparents at one time. So I can't be stingy with my resources. One of the reasons that they gave us the property side by side, it was their hope that we would take care of each other. And that's kind of what we do. But like I say, I'm really, really happy with how far I'm getting along with this. Some of the big pieces, can't really do anything with them with the tractor, except kind of hook them, pull them out, and roll them down the hill. That's fine. They're not hurting a thing right there, and we'll get to them. Got a little bit here to clean up. Boy, am I going to have a big burn. When it comes time to burn brush, I've got an awful lot to do. So anyway, that's checking in. I'd say we're nearing the halfway point on this project, which makes me pretty happy. We'll continue when we get a little bit farther along. Here we are the next day, and we've got even more progress. Now we have 4 of the big logs moved. I've got some of the area cleaned up from all the debris underfoot, and this is what's left. I'm feeling really good about what I'm getting done, but I'm into a spot where it's time to call in the cousin and his big chainsaw. And he needs to cut some of these into smaller pieces, and then I can move them and finish cleaning up. After that, because remember, we had logs all the way out to there. After everything is moved off from here, clean up all the brush, and then we wait for when we can burn. And I still need to get up on the stone fence and roll that off. But you know, it's going to have to be colder weather to do that, because there's this little thing called copperheads that like to live in the stone breaks like that. So we want to avoid them. But yes, this is going very, very well. I'm really happy with the progress that I've made, sorting everything out, sorting it out and organizing it. I mean, you know, prioritize and organize. That's what you're supposed to do with your projects to make them go smoothly. And that's what I'm doing. We're getting there. And I don't know where Deuce is, but he didn't come help me today. I think he's probably inside sleeping on the bed. It is a dog's life. So we'll check back after the cousin comes with his chainsaw and see where we are. It's another day, and my cousin was here with his big chainsaw. I am so happy to see that done. Some of that stuff is almost 30 inches across. Now all that's left for me to do, me and my trusty little John Deere, All that's left for us to do is to clean up the rest of this debris, get it raked off, and get some grass seed sown. So this was a job pretty well done, if I must say so myself. It was a lot of hard work. I'm very happy that I was able to do so much of it on my own that I didn't need to call for help until we got down till the very end. All I can say is he and I are not going to get cold in the wintertime. It's going to take a year, maybe more, for this to season out really well. But in the meantime, we have plenty of maple and cherry to burn. So I'm going to wind this video up, pat myself on the back a little bit. Whether Deuce likes it or not, I'm going to pat myself on the back. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to take the rest of the day off. I'll come back out here tomorrow, next day, and finish all this cleanup. But I'm sure you don't need to see me out here with the rake picking up all this debris. So, like I say, I'm going to wind it up. Thanks for coming along with me. As always, stay safe and look for joy in everything you do, even if it is hard work.